Hello everybody, Luke here. Today I am with a new video and I am in my car. The reason why is because I work from here. I do DoorDash and Instacart. So I decided I think it's a good time to make a video about if you should be doing DoorDash or Instacart in the year of 2023. I've been doing it for about 3 years now. I started when the pandemic first started, along with a lot of people. So I have quite a bit of experience with this. So I think I am fully capable of telling you the people if you should or shouldn't be doing it. So I think the easiest answer, which is kind of a lame answer, is it just depends. And I know it seems like a bit of a cop-out, but it really is the truth. It really does depend on who you are. So you will have to watch the whole video, but I'll try to keep it short and succinct. So I think first off, I should start with the pros, and then I'll talk about the cons, and then overall my final thoughts. So for the pros, of course, the number one thing everybody talks about is the flexibility. It's great for anybody who wants to start whenever they want, and especially when they want to stop when they want. And I'm going to talk about that later, that especially when they stop. Speaking of flexibility as well, you can just wear this, which is great. You can wear whatever you want. You can wear hats, sunglasses. It doesn't matter how you look. You can listen to whatever music you want as well. It's great, and you get to drive in your own car. So you kind of have this comfortability and familiarity as well. Speaking of flexibility, it also kind of says that it's pretty chill. Like I just said, you can wear whatever you want, you can listen to whatever music you want, and also you don't have to deal with any bosses. This is definitely a plus for me. It's really nice that besides having to deal with customer support every now and then, really you are your own worker. So like I said, you gotta start when you want and you gotta end when you want. You are in charge of your hours, you're in charge of, you know, roughly, if you make enough money at the end of the week, that's on you. If you wanted to work more, if you don't want to work more, it's completely up to you. So another good pro, and this is great for people who are maybe more introverted, is that you're not going to be dealing with as many people as you may think. I don't know why a lot of people say this, but some people feel that because you're doing DoorDash and you're going to so many different places, you're going to be meeting a lot of new people. That's not the case at all. Honestly, you just go in, you pick up food, and you leave, which is nice. For some people, you know, you don't want to have to deal with customer after customer after customer. Personally, for me, I'm extroverted, so it's a little tough, and I'm going to talk about that later. But if you are introverted or you just don't like dealing with customers, all you have to do is go inside a place. They almost always have the food ready, so you just pick it up, drop it off, and you're on to your next order. One thing I like about DoorDash that a lot of people don't talk about is it is great for exploring the city, especially if you're new or if you're trying to find new places to eat. I think if I ever moved to a new place, the first thing I would do is just for a week, just do DoorDash. Check out the people, check out the places, see what's around you, get familiar with the streets and how it is driving around there. Like one time I was delivering for Postmates, it was a Mexican restaurant, and the food smelled so good. I was super hungry. So after the end of the order, I decided to end my shift, and I went over there and got myself a burrito. It's fun like that. So one pro I could talk about is the idea that you can do instant cash out, on top of the fact that you do get paid weekly. So it's nice, you know, a lot of people get paid, I think, bi-weekly or even maybe every month or even an annual salary. I don't really know. I'm only 22. But in DoorDash, you get paid every week and you can do instant payout, which is great. So at the end of your shift, if you just need an extra $100, you can just quickly do it. And it's super helpful too, because sometimes if something spontaneous happens, which just has happened before, was one time my friends were like, hey, you want to go to Disneyland this week? And I'm like, sure. Oh crap, I need money though. I was able to work my butt off for the next 2 days and then instantly cashed out. I had money to spend, which is pretty nice. The final thing I can say is that there is a good, strong community. I think we're all in this together. We do deal with the same customers. We deal with the same angry customers, the happy customers, the good tippers, the bad tippers, whatever it may be. Ultimately, if you go into Reddit and you look up like Dashers of Reddit, DoorDashers of Reddit, you can find a good, strong community, which is always nice. Those are the pros. And the main thing I could say about pros is that the best thing is that it's super flexible. That's the main pro. But now I need to get to the cons. So remember how I said that you can start and stop whenever you want? So the reason why I added emphasis to stop is because, yes, you can technically start whenever you want, but think about it. Like, 1 p.m. on a Monday, who's really ordering DoorDash? You're not going to get a lot of great orders, and honestly, you're probably not going to get a lot of great tippers either. So you can't, like, you can start, but let's just be real, you're not going to be raking in the big bucks. But if somebody texts you and says, hey, you want to hang out, you can just stop immediately. So it's kind of nice for that, but honestly, it does kind of build bad habits, especially like working habits. So that could also be a con as well. Maybe you build bad habits. That's completely up to you. For me, I need to be strict. I have to tell my friends, like, hey, listen, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., I can't hang out with you guys, you know? You have to be strict with yourself. But hey, maybe that's also a pro. You learn to have good work ethic. Another one, I kind of brought this up earlier, was the fact that I'm very extroverted. And for some people, this is the perfect job. You get to hang out in your car, you can do whatever you want, and you can make as much money, technically, as you want. And that's great, but for me, I honestly miss having a regular job. This is a job. This is a job, and I'll be completely honest. There's some naysayers out there who may say, oh, you're just delivering food. No, this is a job. You're going out there, you're picking up the food, you're dropping it off, and you're doing it in an efficient manner. That is a job. But for me, I do like seeing people, I like talking to people. And after a while, sometimes I get cabin fever to stay in my car all day. It's not the worst thing, it's not the end of the world. But for me personally, I wouldn't mind getting another job. Not a real job, but another job. So another thing is that because you are just by yourself, you are self-employed. This could complicate taxes a little bit. I think it's the 1099 form, I forgot about it. I have to double check on that. But the point is, it is tax season, actually I should know. But, you are self-employed, so remember they don't withdraw any cash throughout the whole year, so at the end you will owe money. So just remember that. It can complicate taxes a little bit. So on top of that idea that you can kind of start whenever you want, but it can be slow, that can also affect how much money you make at the end of the week. So it's nice because DoorDash does pay out every single week, which is a pro, but it can also build bad spending habits. You're so used to just getting the money all the time, and also because you can do that instant payout I was talking about. At the end of the day, when you make like $80, you just instantly pay it out and spend it. Obviously, like I said, it depends on who you are. You have to learn to save your money, but that can be a con or a pro, if you get that super early. But anyways, I digress. The point I was getting at though is that because sometimes the week can be so slow, I swear, you could be sitting in your car waiting hours and hours. And you're getting some orders, but they're really bad. And you do need to be picky, If I can tell somebody didn't tip, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pick up the order. It's not worth it. Even if I need money, I'm not gonna pick up an order for somebody who didn't tip. You could be waiting in your car for hours and hours. You're not getting paid hourly. Remember that. You're getting paid for the orders that you do and while you're doing it. After that, when you're sitting in your car waiting for an order, you're not getting paid. At the end of the week, you'd only make $200, and maybe you're hoping to aim for like $600. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it happens. One thing too that people don't think about, going back to this idea of like money and the fact that, you're not getting paid hourly, all this stuff. Another thing that happens is your car can break down, and DoorDash is not gonna help you with that. So if you get sick, if your car breaks down, anything like that that's coming out of your wallet, or those are days that you're losing that you can't be making money. People don't think about that stuff. Let's just say, for instance, I was planning on making $700 and then my car's in the shop for 2 days. I could have lost $200-300 there, and I gotta pay the expense for an extra $200 to get whatever I need fixed. Now I'm out $500. You don't think about that stuff. So finally, those are the cons I can talk about. So ultimately, I talked about the pros, I talked about the cons. Should you do it? Who is this right for? So I am ultimately gonna say this. I think for the majority of people, you should not do DoorDash. I'm sorry, I don't know if you were hoping to do it or whatever, you just wanted to hear me talk. I don't think it was probably that. I think you just want to know if you could do it. But I've talked to many people, and honestly, it's just not worth it. You're not getting benefits, you're not getting paid hourly, you're spending so much money on gas, your car is just absolutely getting torn apart because you're driving all over town for hours on end every single day. The one good thing I can say that came out of COVID was that people were ordering a lot on DoorDash, and you could make $100 in 3 to 4 hours easily. But people aren't doing it as much, especially because the economy, dude, it's expensive to do DoorDash. So people don't do it as much, and they don't tip as much either. You know how many times I'm sitting in my car and I'm like, man, I could have just made $30 if I was working a cashier job. And maybe that's not for you, but the point is that it's just not a good way to make a living. However, this is the however. If you are a college student, or you're just somebody who only needs $200 every single week, just a little bit of money, then I do recommend it, because you can easily do that. You could easily do that, and it's not too hard on your car, and it's not too hard on you. It's just a little bit of spare money. But if you really are trying to make like a living and a career out of this, I just wouldn't recommend it. I'm sorry, I don't. I think it's just too inconsistent. The pro being flexible is really great, but hopefully you can find another job that's also flexible as well. I just think the cons outweigh the pro in this instance. Ultimately, I don't really recommend it. At one point, I would have completely said something else. But from the past few months, I literally cannot break 500 if my life depended on it. And maybe some people are in different areas and they can say, Luke, what are you talking about? It's easy here. But in San Diego, and I've talked to people on Reddit and people agreed it's really dead. There is one instance though that I recommend anybody to do is just to sign up for it. And you may be asking why. And the reason why is that idea I was talking about earlier with the instant payout. It's nice if you ever need money and it's just like, oh crap, I need to quickly do something this whole week. You know, you're already working a regular job and like, I need a little bit of extra money. It's good just to have it there, but I wouldn't recommend relying on it. Hey, listen, that's the end of the video. I'm sorry if you got bummed out and you really were hoping to do DoorDash. And hey, you know what? If you want to do it, go for it. You know, I wish you the best of luck. I hope everything works out and I hope you make a lot of money. But ultimately, I don't think it's for everybody. I hope you did enjoy this video. Next week, I'll be talking about Instacart and my opinions on that because they are different. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Thank you.